Hi guys, what's going on? This is Namkraft and welcome to Sister Starcraft English Commentary. I'm here after that amazing series of Starcraft games in ASSN 20 prelims. I almost lost my voice there, but we all have to survive, and we're gonna be back here watching some more Starcraft games. This time around, it's not gonna be the ASL. It's gonna be another guaranteed to be epic game that I've handpicked for you guys. This game is interesting for several reasons, which I would review to you shortly, but I don't want to spoil the fun. Today we're not gonna be having two big names. It's gonna be just one big name, and it's gonna be Soulkey on the one hand, the reigning ASL Zerg champion, three-time champion, and he's gonna be facing against a kind of a loser, Shuttle. Right? We know that Shuttle is known to be very clumsy, kind of unlucky in some senses, but sometimes he does pull out some amazing moves. So let's see what this game will bring to the store for us. We have the map as Radeon, and looks like Soulkey's going to be spawning in the top right in the blue color, and Shadow's going to be spawning in the bottom left in the red color. Looks like we have 12 Nexus coming out from Shadow. This is nice because he's allowed to just completely go up with his economy unhindered. We do have some Zerglings from Soulkey. There's going to be just 2 Zerglings. Was it more? Looks like it could be about 4 Zerglings total, but let's see if he's going to be able to send all of them all to the front. It looks like this cannon is going to have to complete soon. Probes are coming out to scout or to block. Looks like the Zergling's going to dive in. The Zergling's going to get right past the probe line as well as the cannon. Only one Zergling takes a hit, so that's going to be slightly problematic for Shadow. Now we know Shadow is not the best micro in the world. He's not like Snow or Mini. He's quite clumsy at best, and just downright stupid at worst. Anyways, we're gonna be seeing how it's gonna be microing here against these Zerlings. By the way, if you're not aware of the latest news, Shadow has been eliminated from ASL qualifying rounds. So he's gonna be sitting at home watching these kind of games casted on Namkraft TV together with you. So it's just another viewer, just like you guys. So that's what we have. But anyways, let's see how Soulkey and Shadow's going to be performing today. Of course, Soulkey won't be playing in the ASL Season 20 round of 24. He will be waiting in the round of 16 together with Best Snow. I think Light, right, is the other player. So very strong players right now. Speaking of strong players, I just want to quickly show you who are the top 10 Broodwar players today. Soulkey has reclaimed his #1 spot. That probe is damaged. 1 probe downed. Nicely done from Soulkey, although I kind of was very surprised that Soulkey didn't take those probes a little bit earlier. But anyhow, what do we think? Looks like in today's Broodwar world, Soulkey's #1, Light is #2, Flash is #3, Barracks #4, Mini #5, Beast #6, Snow #7, Rush #8, Soma #9, and Rain is #10. Even though Rain is actually not officially in ASL Season 20, he's not even unofficially there. He's nada. He's not anywhere to be found. Anyway, so that's what we're gonna be having ahead of us, and of course, in the ASL history, this is the ASL history for you guys. These are the top gold medalist in ASL, and Soulkey's going to be looking forward to his 5th gold medal, with which he will be able to dethrone Flash finally, and let's see if that will become a reality. But anyways, before that, we're going to be having this map on Radeon. Shuttle is the ASL Season 1 winner, so he's very well, accustomed to ASL, I guess, but back in the days when the ASL season was actually not that competitive. Anyways, we will have a Dragoon first. This will take a little bit of gas from Shadow. He needs all of the gas he can have in the world, but I guess he's gonna be able to just hang out here with his Dragoon, and he's gonna be able to help take out Zelle. And look at how clumsy the Dragoon and the Zealots are. They cannot even catch those Zerglings. But behind this, we are going to be having some Corsairs, and +1 air weapon on the Corsair. The Dragoon is going to go out. The Zealot is blocking nicely. This is exactly what you need to do. You really need to block them out. And the Zerling is finally going to die. The game will go on from there. 5 minutes, almost 6-minute mark of the game. We have Shuttle at 37 supply and 51 supply, and Soulkey at 37. By the way, there's going to be more epic games coming right after this. So if you've supported me in the last 30 days, you will find those videos in a private playlist provided by Namkraft, by kind of sharing by Gmail addresses. But if you're not supporting me in the last 30 days, don't worry, you would just watch them a little bit at a standard timing compared to the other people. Anyways, from Soulkey, we'll be having Scourges coming out. And let's see whether those Scourges is going to be able to do something here. Scourges moving across the map. Around this time, the Scourge's job is to stop the Corsairs from getting enough scouting information and hopefully try to bait the Protoss player into making way too many Corsairs as the Zerg player start to transition into Hydra. So the Hydra then is already out there at the expansion. And let's see, at some point we're going to be having some creep colony. That means it's going to be switched to Mutas. Because, you know, when Soulkey is investing a lot into mutualists like this, he will be a little bit light on the ground forces and possibly he need to kind of, but it's going to be going for a lot of gas. 3 gases, so you need all of the gases in the world to actually make those mutualists work. And with that, he would need to kind of counter the Zealot threat on the ground. It's going to be around 8 or 9 Zealots. No, it's a little bit less, maybe 5 or 6. And they started to move across the map. Now some Zerglings will come out to confront them. And behind this, are we going to be seeing Hydras? It's just massive mutas. There is going to be about 6 mutualists and 4 Scourges, and that Dragoon is going to back up. But Zealot with Black has completed. So we shall have those units, you know, kind of running back safely into the main house here. We're going to be having a Dark Templar coming out from Shuttle. And Zerog's coming out. He's going to try to snipe the drone. Doesn't get any drones. He's going to have to go for more drone attack here. Looks like he gets 1 drone, possibly. No, he gets 0. He doesn't get anything. That Hydras had provided the perfect block for Soulkey. And Soulkey's doing all right. Soulkey's doing quite nicely, actually, for himself. And he started to switch into Hydras now. And this Dark Templar is completely spotted. Where is he even thinking he's going? Looks like the Dark Templar gets sniped right away. He takes 1 Hydras out of the equation, and that's not enough to qualify or to justify the cost you had to actually pay to actually invest in that Dark Templar. Anyhow, more Gitwig coming out from Shuttle, but looks like the supply gap is closing in very quickly. Shuttle at 87 supply. And Soulkey at 78, and that was a bad engagement from Shuttle, but he was able to actually keep most of his Corsairs intact and damage those Smitches significantly. He's going to get pushed back now, and we need to actually have High Templars. We do have about 3 High Templars. I think those 2 cannons are a little bit too light, to be honest. From Shuttle, he needs a few more cannons if we want to kind of withstand the upcoming Hydras. Soulkey is not showing signs that he's gonna expand. Actually, he's expanding now. He's expanding toward the 12 o'clock position. So that is going to be very, very nice. And let's see if Soulkey is going to be able to keep that, or Shuttle will punish him. We are seeing Robo coming up. Where's the Robo? I think it's in the main. Is that the Robo right there? We shall see. Looks like the Scourges get destroyed. 2 Corsairs snipe. So that is going to be a snowballing effect now from the Mutualists to the Corsairs. The Corsairs will start to fall, you know, 1 by 1 if they're not replenished fast enough. And we're going to be having Shuttle trying to expand now, but he's blocked on several fronts and he's going to get pushed back. Looks like Soulkey is doing really well for himself, and of course with this kind of fantastic form, he's looking forward to his 4th consecutive ASL title. We know that Flash will not be playing, Rain will not be playing, so who's going to be able to stop him? Maybe Light, maybe Soma. Maybe Effort, because Soma and Effort will be both playing. Of course, Snow and Vest will still be playing, but I don't really have hope for those Protoss losers. They really, really suck, and of course this ASL story tells it all. Out of the 19 seasons of ASL, Protoss only won 3 seasons so far, and Protoss players that are on this list are only Mini, Rain, and Shuttle, while Shuttle and Rain won't be playing, so it's going to be up to Mini if past performances dictate future achievements. Anyways, looks like a little bit of a push here from Shuttle. 132 supply for Shuttle and Soulkey 128. So Shuttle is not yet expanded to the 830 position. He's going to be very, very careful. He's going to keep 2 High Templars with him, and he's going to keep the rest of the High Templars inside his main base, tucked between the cannons. That is a smart move. But now, okay, there's going to be 4 High Templars, and the Hydra's going to start to attack on his other map. There are some Scourges coming out, and he would try to snipe those Corsairs. The Corsairs have to run back. Nice to them. It looks like Shuttle is able to keep this base for now. And there's a huge amount of Mutualists. Easily 12 Mutualists, I believe. Or maybe, 10? Yeah, there is 11 Mutualists. And their goal would be to, at some point find those High Templars and take them out. Scourges are in the wrong locations. So far, Shuttle feels like he's doing alright. Losing yet another Corsair. That is a mistake. You don't want to lose too many cores, and it looks like the Hydra's gonna engage now. The Mutus will try to come out and snipe the Hydra, but one storm. 2 storm, losing so many Hydra's at the last minute. All of the Mutus died, but how many Hydra's remain? Only a single Hydra's got 2 storms, I believe. Yes, it can cast 2 storms, so that's not bad. An expansion coming up inside of Shuttle's, side of the map. And actually, to think about it in retrospect, that dive by the Mutus were not so great by Soulkey. He lost 11 Mutus for the price of 3 High Templars. I feel like that doesn't really justify the cost of the investment. But we shall see, because the ground forces for Soulkey is looking very strong. We are having, what is this? Is it Dark Templar? That's going to be a Zealot. Just checking out the situation on the top left corner of the map. And Shuttle is going to be allowed to expand nicely here. He's going to have 3 bases. More Mutants come out. The next wave of Mutants would try to target a single High Templars here. And let's see if Soulkey is going to be able to snipe it out. We have, I think, just about 7 or 8 Mutants for now. They have +1 weapons and +1 carapace. This is actually a considerable investment in Mutants technology. And they start to dive in right now. It looks like a nice learning to see exactly where is the High Templar. There are only 2 High Templars. There are going to be 3. And one of them doesn't have energy, and looks like massive Hydras coming from all sides. Where are the Mutas? I believe they're going to be this side. No, they're coming from the southern side. There's going to be an engagement. Excuse me. They're going to dive in. But there is a storm. Nice storm. First storm is nicely done here. Looks like at the last minute, these Hydras are going to push forward. And one Hydra is still alive. It could cast a storm. It's actually not yet visible on the screen, but it's going to cast a storm at some point in the future. We shall see. He's pushing forward. Looks like there's enough Dragoons to cover. Zealots to come out. This Hydra could cast 1 storm on this right. Groups of units. He's not going to cast it on this side, and that's a waste. That's definitely a waste here. Dragoons are going to try to come out, and it looks like at the last minute, there's just enough Dragoons and a small force of Zealot to stop Soulkey. No, there isn't. Ghost need to fall back now, because the number of Dragoons are thinning out, and there could be more storm. This is a nice one to damage those Hydras. Zealot need to come out from the back and support, and then a single Archon buying so much time here. Amazing battle, but there is possibly just too much. We might have another storm coming out here, but looks like Soulkey is going to push Shuttle back. This is the ASO champion for you, ladies and gentlemen. Nicely done here, and looks like there's not going to be enough to cover at all. Soulkey is going to crush the 2 bases, and he will separate the expansion from the main, and Dragoons that pops together with 4 or 5, 6 Dragoons from the high ground, but there's not going to be enough to hold this area here. I guess he will allow the cannons to fall, and then he's going to have to reinforce from the back. The Hedge is going to try to dive in now. It's just about 3 Dragoons remaining. Nicely done by Shuttle. Supply gap is wide at 104 for Soulkey and 90 for Shuttle, and this is the reason why we're seeing the ASL champion playing today. Nicely done, of course. Flash playing against Soulkey will be coming up next at some point in the future, and release early for those who supported me. So you can check out those videos in the private playlist, and you can get access to those playlists if you buy me coffee. Any amount would help. $2, $1, 50 cents would help. There is going to be a small pushback here from Shuttle. He's trying very hard. He has lost his cannon. He's lost his forward forge. So his upgrades are kind of nullified. It's going to be a great storm here. Soulkey not pulling back. There might be another storm from the other high plus reinforcement or production rather from Shuttle's side is rather slow. This 67, 68 energy. It would take about 5 more seconds for the high to actually find some energy. He's supplying forward. He can actually cast a storm, but he's not casting a storm. It could be casted right now. What the hell was that? Shuttle boy. Shuttle being Shuttle again, and he is going to be losing this game now. Soulkey 97, supply Shuttle 70. Soulkey is not even bothering expanding. I guess he expanded to 3 so that's going to be the end. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.